Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. French news has been relatively calm as of late, which is why I'd like to take a look at some other European countries. Both the United Kingdom and Italy have new prime ministers, respectively Liz Truss and Giorgia Meloni. We will be comparing their political career paths and ideologies before taking a closer look at the problems that they'll be facing, as well as the solutions they have come up with to face them. Liz Truss is a British politician born in 1975 in Oxford and the current leader of the Conservative Party. A former member of the House of Commons, she acted as a secretary in the Environment, Justice, Treasury and International Trade cabinets. She worked as Foreign Secretary under Boris Johnson, during which time she worked on preventing a military escalation concerning the Russian invasion of Ukraine and the Northern Ireland Protocol Bill, which aimed to facilitate trade between Great Britain and Northern Ireland in the aftermath of Brexit. On the 5th of September, she beat Rishi Sunak in the second round of the Conservative Party leadership campaign, in which she promised notably to tackle the rising energy costs, inflation, taxes, and of course, Europe. But more on that in a moment. Let's first take a look at her Italian counterpart, Giorgia Meloni. Giorgia Meloni is an Italian politician and journalist born in 1977 in Rome and the leader of the Fratelli d'Italia, Brothers of Italy, since 2014. She was elected to the Chamber of Deputies in 2006 as vice president of the National Alliance Conservative Party, before co-founding the Brothers of Italy in 2012. After the 2022 Italian government crisis, in which former Prime Minister Mario Draghi resigned and snap elections were called, a far-right coalition was created, which helped her win the election and also become Italy's first ever female Prime Minister. She was congratulated for her victory by various right to far-right leaning politicians around Europe, including Hungary's Viktor Orban, Poland's Mateusz Morawiecki, France's Marine Le Pen, and of course Britain's Liz Truss. Speaking of Liz Truss, the pseudo-Margaret Thatcher promotes an extremely libertarian economy with free trade galore. She opposes woke ideology and, despite being a Eurosceptic, voted Remain in 2016. However, she plans to loosen immigration laws to supply more workers and boost economic growth. Meanwhile, the populist Giorgia Meloni puts out extremely controversial views, her motto, God, Homeland, Family, giving you somewhat of an idea on what her beliefs are. She opposes abortion, euthanasia, and even same-sex marriage. Furthermore, she is firmly against the immigration of non-Europeans, as well as the idea of multiculturalism, having been accused of Islamophobia and xenophobia. Finally, she is known for being a former Mussolini supporter, despite condemning his suppression of democracy. As we mentioned previously, determining whether Liz Truss's time at the office was a success or not will go down to whether she will have been able to cut down on energy prices and drive British growth. To do so, she has already rolled out a move to limit the 80% rise in household bills that were predicted for October, thanks to the energy price guarantee that will reduce the price suppliers can demand for gas, but also electricity. The deficit will be compensated through borrowed money, adding to the national debt. Truss has in effect decided to cut income taxes, which she believes will grow the economy in the long term, despite market uncertainty since the policy was announced in late September. The pound's value has dropped, and government borrowing costs have risen. It is too early to call the plan a failure, but a cloud of turmoil has formed around it. Meanwhile, Meloni's challenges will be of a similar financial nature. Experts fear that her party is too inexperienced to deal with the 2.7 trillion euro debt that Italy is facing. She has in the past expressed her Euroscepticism. Could we see an attempt at Italexit? However, for now she happily accepts the 200 billion euro pandemic recovery money supplied by the European Commission. Finally, her coalition is extremely unstable, which could create problems when she attempts to shape her speeches in which she puts forward nationalism and protectionism as ways to save Italian economy, which is marred with unpredictability and the stagnating GDP per person since the early 2000s. In the end, both women have seen controversial arrivals at the Prime Minister jobs in their respective countries. They will be faced with heavy challenges amidst overall skepticism concerning their competence. Let me know what you think of both Prime Ministers and whether you believe they will succeed or not. In the meantime, thank you so much for watching, leave a like if you enjoyed, subscribe to never miss any of my content, and stay tuned.